Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to the NPower Canada information session today. My name is Ginny. I'm the Applied Skills Program Coordinator here at Columbia College. You have likely received an email from me informing you of this info session. We're very excited to be here today to hear all about what NPower has to offer to students and their free tech training and their job support. So I'm really happy to have Christopher and Andrew here with me today, and I will let them take over and start the show. Enjoy.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's Friday. Happy Friday. And I know, well, from my side, I'm excited about the long weekend coming up. So looking forward to it. If you are too, that's great. Today we have a few housekeeping rules. If you cast your attention to the screen, and just so we can be able to hear each other clearly when we're on the floor, we mute our mics until then. And just to ensure that this is a safe, respectful space that we have to share and learn from each other. Questions, we'll be inviting questions, and my associate Andrew from NPower will be in the chat, and he'll be responding to your questions in real time. So as fast as you can cast your questions, he'll be typing appropriate responses. Thank you. Before I go on, I'd just like to acknowledge that I am working on the traditional and unceded territories of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh people. Today, we're here to talk about NPower Canada and our programs. My name is Christopher Wine, and I am the program manager for Vancouver. We're launching in Vancouver at this time, so I'm excited to be a part of the team. We're still building, still growing, exciting times for us all. Today, I'm just here to share a little about this Friday afternoon, about the exciting opportunities that we have at NPower Canada that we're sharing and we're opening to you in Vancouver. We have lots to talk about, so let's get at it. The agenda for today is as follows. A little bit about who we are. Some of you might not be familiar with NPower Canada, so we're going to share about who we are. Lay our credentials bare, so to speak. And we're going to talk about what we are trying to accomplish here. And I can give you a hint. It's all about jobs, connecting you to jobs. How do we do it? To what do we attribute our success and the success of our graduates? We'll get into that as well. We'll also talk about the eligibility criteria, how you can actually apply for programs. And we'll leave some time at the end for additional questions that may not have been answered throughout the presentation. Or if you want some clarification, that is great. Awesome? Good. NPower Canada has been around for a number of years, since 2014 in Ontario. And as I said, we are launching into British Columbia. We've been expanding, growing based on the phenomenal demand and success of our programs, demand for and success of. So we are launching in British Columbia, Vancouver, Victoria, Lower Mainland, and we're opening it up to you. What we have identified in conjunction with our industry partners, and when I say industry partners, I'm talking about partners in the tech space, digital technology space. And what we've identified is a gap between the jobs, entry-level jobs that currently exist. There are numerous number of jobs that exist in the IT space, entry-level. And what we found, or what our industry partners found, was that there was a gap, huge gap, in terms of the number of qualified, willing applicants that wanted or were able to connect to these jobs. So NPower, here is NPower Canada, and we are that bridge. We're that bridge to the jobs and the opportunities that exist. The participants, sorry, and the opportunities that exist. I'm taking my time because I want you to hear and digest this. All our programs are free. I wanted to put that up front. All our programs are free. And how is it that we're able to offer free programming, you might ask? Through the generous support of our funders. And I'll just let the names on the screen speak for itself. You'll recognize the government, the federal government of Canada, the provincial governments of British Columbia, Nova Scotia, Ontario. You'll recognize tech giants. You'll recognize Google, Microsoft, Cisco, Accenture, financial services giants, TD, RBC, organizations that are prominent in Canada, but also equally prominent for their desire to ensure sustainable social impact. And those are the agencies and organizations with whom we have partnered to bring you this free training and employment support program. Some of these funders are a part of our one employer pipeline. So we have been able to connect a significant number of our graduates to job opportunities with these employers. Two, they comprise our advisory council, some of them. That means we're extremely plugged in. They're able to vet our curriculum and our program methodology to ensure that we're setting the participants up for success. And by success, I mean not just job, meaningful jobs, sustainable career. I'm going to pause here and let a few of our funders and a participant, a graduate, speak about the program. Don't just take my word for it. I'm going to ask you to listen to this video, the link for which I will put in the chat because I'm going to cut it at about the 1 minute mark. And when you go home, you can have a quick look.
There's a war out there for talent. There's a real lack of talent in the marketplace and huge demand.
The recognition of the talent that's needed to support the technology needs is so substantial that we have to start earlier in the stake of the training and the relationships and the pipeline development.
NPower Canada is a charitable organization that works in workforce development. We take underserved youth and we launch them into careers in the IT sector. All of our training is all directly informed by our consultation with employers so that our students come really ready and custom trained for those jobs.
We actually spend a fair amount of time thinking about the talent we need, and so we actually shared that list with NPower, who then adjusted their program so that they would actually deliver those skills. The interns themselves bring energy, enthusiasm, diversity of thought, and frankly, hard to find skills to our organizations.
And I'll cut it there. As I said, I invite you to actually watch the video in its entirety through the link that I provided. And some of your burning questions will be answered. Not that we're not going to address them today, but you'll be able to actually listen to some of our employers and participants, graduates, and have a more appreciation, a deep appreciation for a program. Let me ask you this. Imagine okay, there you go. Imagine you're playing an online game that is networked. It's networked across Canada, across the world. And you're at the starting level, or you're gearing up to start, or you have started. But for some reason you cannot level up, which is what you need to do. I don't need to explain. You need to level up to access the grand prizes. And as you level up, you acquire additional skills and tools that you need and support. Suddenly you hear that there are participants, gamers in Ontario, in Halifax, in Calgary, who for some reason suddenly they're able to level up in a short space of time, less than 6 months. And one of them let the secret out of the bag that, guess what? It's this new group, we don't know much about them, they're called NPower Canada. And they were able to allow us to zoom in and focus. And also, shh, don't say this out loud to everybody, but they have an in with the developers. So we were able to identify that short, quick path to leveling up. And guess what? These crazy people at NPower Canada, they're saying that it's free. Before they realized how much this is worth, we just took advantage and suddenly we leveled up and we're grabbing those prizes. Who here would reach out to NPower Canada or accept the free support? Anyone? And it's okay if you don't want IC1, great. And for those of you, it's okay, it's a choice. Some of us decided we want to struggle, we want to spend more time, and maybe we reach, maybe we level up 1, 2, maybe we don't. Judy, yes, good idea. For those of you who are ready to access that quick route, quick and assured route to leveling up and attaining the prizes and your job goals, let's continue. Let's talk about how you're able to do so. How to find a good career, great one that pays well. You're right, Andrew. Let's talk about it. Our CEO likes to challenge us, and she has said something quite profound. She said that to us that if you're not connecting youth to employment, sustainable employment, and providing your wraparound support, you're not doing your jobs. So why are you at NPower Canada? I take great pride in my job. So I am here to help you connect to those opportunities. For example, technical support representative, junior IT analyst. These are some of the jobs that our graduates have been able to successfully access with some of our employers in our pipeline. And you'll note that these are entry-level roles. That's where the demand is, entry-level roles. But with the technicals and professional personal skills that you acquire at NPower Canada, we're setting you up for success so you can enter through those doors, but also level up, mature and grow. So we don't expect you to stay at the starting blocks for long or the entry points. We're looking at your sustainable growth. Question again, I keep asking questions. What are some of the roles that you are trying to access, looking for? What jobs are you trying to attain? Have you thought about that? Networking is booming. Yes, it is. A lot of jobs in that area. Okay. So feel free to give it some thought. If we just stimulate your thought, your little gray cells, that's okay. But think about where you want to get to and how NPower Canada can help you get there, can support you every step of the way. What is in it for you? Well, ask the over 2,000 successful graduates from our program over the past few years. We like to brag. When I teach, I also facilitate workshops, professional development workshops and personal workshops. And when I teach workshops or facilitate workshops, I usually say to participants, if you cannot prove it, do not put it on your resume. If you cannot prove it in one way or another, don't bother to put it. Here is a snippet of our resume. Over 80% of our graduates are able to find jobs within the first 6 months of graduation. Over 80% within the first 6 months. And or they're able to move on to further studies. How is that for proving it? You can speak with our graduates. They'll tell you. Speak with our employers in our pipeline. Speak with our funders who continue to. Just this year alone, we were able to access a significant amount of funds from the provincial government here in British Columbia in order to connect youth post-COVID. And I'm saying, well, I hope it's post-COVID we're in, to meaningful employment. How is that for our resume and our credentials? Did I say free? In addition, we offer significant alumni support, which I'll talk about. I'll get into that. So how does this NPower Canada thing work? We adopt a three-pronged approach. We offer focused, instructor-led, demand-driven, free training. Oh yes. All our programs are approximately 15 weeks, just under 4 months. Doable. Some of our participants are doing it with part-time employment, other commitments, family commitments. We understand the realities of job seekers facing multiple barriers to employment, and we factor that into our program design. We offer certifications such as Google IT Professional certification, and that is a part of our Junior IT Analyst program. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead for some reason. Bear with me. The Junior IT Analyst program, ground zero. Stop the ball. Chris, do I need, and I'm anticipating questions, do I need prior experience in IT? Because guess what? I don't have it, or it's limited. Or I know somebody who's interested, but they have zero. No prior IT knowledge required. You'll emerge from this program after 15 weeks if you complete the modules successfully with a Google IT Support professional certification. The jobs you'll be able to access: Junior IT Analyst, Help Desk Support, through doing such courses as User Support Networking Fundamentals, Systems Administration, Cloud Infrastructure, and IT Service Management. Setting you up for success with in-demand skills. That's program number 1. Zero IT background required. Module-led, no final exam. The second program we'll be offering in British Columbia is our Junior Data Analyst program. Data. This is more of an intermediate level program. So those of you who have prior knowledge in IT and experiences, you're welcome to this program. I understand that one of your associate degrees here, we have discussed it with our education team, and the graduates of that program should be able to successfully connect to this junior data analyst program in terms of meeting the eligibility criteria, in terms of prior experience and knowledge. This intermediate level is a course that has a final certification attached. You'll have to do a final exam. Successful, you'll be able to attain the Microsoft Azure Fundamentals certification. We're equipping you for such roles as junior business analyst, project analyst, junior database administrator, help desk specialist. Remember earlier I said that we adopted a three-pronged approach. So I spoke about the technical side of it. The technical, the modules you'll be learning, the technical skills you'll be acquiring. But what our employers have said to us, is that stop right there. Do not just send us people who are technically competent, please. We've seen too much of that, and they're lacking in other areas. And we responded, no, we're NPower Canada. We are setting our participants up for success. So one prong is the technical. The second one is the professional skills. We want to ensure that you're able to compile an IT-focused resume that will help you get through those doors. And remember, we're plugged in and we have the insider knowledge as to what our employees are looking for. So presenting the best brand you. The third prong is what tends to be overlooked at times. Life skills, professional skills, taking care of self. Working in the IT space is a stressful environment. Let's not beat around the bush. We know that. The demands for constantly upskilling, and we're there to support you with that, of course. But being able to take care of self, manage stress, work within teams, manage your time. These are some of the key ingredients for any job, IT included. And we're putting the spotlight back on these skills in terms of life skills development, professional development. Simon, a successful graduate of ours, you can read about it. Simon's story, similar to other newcomers to Canada. I felt lost, I felt adrift. Any of you can relate? I didn't know, I didn't have any network. I didn't know what to do. I thought I was qualified, but then maybe I wasn't. I thought there were jobs when I came, but maybe they aren't. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure until NPower Canada. I wonder how many of you can relate. We do try to provide at the front end, when you're entering our programs, throughout our programs, we provide wraparound supports. But also, after you graduate, not 1, not 2, 5 years of alumni support. Again, 5 years of alumni support. Where else do you get that? We are setting you up for success, sustainable careers. So even if you graduate and within 6 months, you call and you say, you know what, Chris, I have my dream job now. I've entered, this is where you fill in the name of the organization. And I think I will be able to grow, and I feel confident, and I like my team, and I like what I'm doing. And we say, well, guess what? We're still here for you. We want to continue to work with you with your permission to ensure you're able to mature, grow, and access a world of opportunities. 5 years. And we introduce you to our network of mentors, our network of graduates, and we're able to refer you to other programs. And we're able to welcome you to mentor newer participants. We have a peer support network as well. We've been able to work with a number of our funders and design alumni support programs to allow you to upskill, but only available to our alums at this point. One is the Google automation with Python. I saw something in the chat about it. In conjunction with our partners. The second one is the Google Project Management Program. There's a demand for project management in the IT space. Remember, we're setting you up for success. Of course, if you're not interested in success, I respect your choice. Another one of our successful graduates, Dagmuit. Similar to Simon previously, another newcomer to Canada who felt adrift until the connection was made with NPower Canada. So Chris, how do we access these fantastic programs that you've been gabbing about? $70 to $30, it's on the slide in front of you. I'm sure most, if not all of you, are able to check. We're not able to offer the program to full-time students. So if you are enrolled full-time in a course of study, we recommend that you wait until after you graduate. Outside of that, CLB, Canadian Language Benchmark 7 or higher. And we're not going to be sitting and testing you each day to make you. Look, what we're saying is that we are committed to your success, and for you to be able to successfully participate in our program, you are going to require CLB 7 or higher in order to participate in the training sessions, work on your professional and personal development pieces. Being successful in that interview, those networking opportunities, striding confidently or moving confidently into the employment space, interacting with your coworkers. Success is what we aim for. We encourage application from the equity-seeking groups, and we've been quite focused in our recruitment to ensure, remember, we're dealing with populations, youth facing multiple barriers to employment, and we have found that these groups, the Black, Indigenous, BIPOC, LGBTQ+, women, these are some of the groups that are facing systemic barriers and are finding it challenging to enter the IT workspace. And we're saying, welcome to NPower Canada. We're here to support you. We welcome those with work permits as well. We only ask that when you apply, you have a few months remaining on your work permit. For you, I think that should not be an issue because as I understand it, your role is a work permit and it's relatively easier for you to extend. I think it was said in the chat, I'll repeat it here. Our next program starts in September. Yes, just around the corner. So we welcome application. As soon as you get off this chat, this meeting, go ahead and apply. Our admissions specialists are waiting to answer more of your questions, but guide you through the process of accessing our programs. You can apply relatively easy, npowercanada.ca/youth. And once you apply, there's a relatively short turnaround time. We say 24 to 74 hours, usually to 72 hours. Usually we operate a little more quickly. Check your spam folders. We've heard, Chris, you claim that you respond quickly, but we haven't heard from you. Have you checked your spam folder? Oops, my bad. So that was a little bit about our program. I now open it up if you have additional questions that were not posted in the chat, or if you want us to reiterate any point, we're here. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation. And I'm leaving up the outreach email address and telephone number. Michael is actually our National Programs Director. Do you have any questions?
If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the chat.
Hey, Tarun, it's Andrew. Thanks for your chats back and forth with me today, as well as your questions. So the question for everyone is it an online program? So I'll answer and say no, but yes. So I like to call it a virtual program. Online programs usually mean that you can do them whenever you want, middle of the night, in the afternoon, some today, none tomorrow, that kind of thing. But with the virtual programs, there is a schedule. So every day, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. is when you'll be in class virtually. You log into the Zoom session and you'll be in with your peers to help you go through the program. So great question there. Maximum salary came from Harpreet. She messaged me as well. Good question. I think a lot of folks were actually asking that as well. So Harpreet, the wonderful thing about the world of tech is there's really, it's not irresponsible for me to say the earning potential can be unlimited. You've seen that the highest growth companies in the world have all been tech companies, especially in the last year. So typically from our classes, once graduating and someone starts working at entry level, usually $40,000 to $50,000 is where someone starts. Typically that's what we've seen. And just think, out of every 10 students that complete the program, 8 of them find work in their field that they studied for, right? So really, really successful statistics there to help people move on. And, we have folks of all ages that join. Some of them are already making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. But the difference is they end up joining the program because the $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 that they're making in their current job is usually the maximum they could probably make in their current career. Whereas in these tech programs, in these digital careers, this is usually the starting range. So once you get in, this is the ground floor. And then from there, you can move on to much, much higher salary if you have the ambition and the drive to get there. Also to add to that, Harpreet, is you would have heard Christopher mention the 5 years of career support. So I'll give you a scenario. Imagine you start the program September 20th, you graduate December 24th, January 1st, new year resolution, you start looking for work and we help you, you start working. Let's suppose you fast forward 2 years from now and then your company's hiring for a new role that's higher than you. So it's a promotion. Or maybe you're looking at a company that's down the street or in another province or country and you want to apply for it. You can still reach out to NPower. We have the support here for you for up to 5 years from your graduation date. And we'll help you with the next steps. How do you apply for another job once you have a job? How do you position your resume? How can you work on your networking skills once you're in the industry? We'll help you with all those things. Hey, Tarun, this is a great question you brought up. I'm so happy you mentioned this. So Christopher, question is, and everyone, most of the companies require a full degree. How do you assure that won't be a hurdle for me to enter a good company? Okay, so one, obviously we don't set the requirements for the companies, but you can see this thing as well as I do, is that the traditional model of school is now changing. And two things you'll see in the workplace is you'll see that companies are now leading for people that have the skills to do the job. So they're not really relying on traditional education. Added to that as well is in the technology and digital sector, there's much more freedom and open-minded is a better word, open-minded approach to hiring people that don't have a traditional degree, because a lot of these roles are innovation-based, they're creative, they require a different breed and a different thinker. And think, the certifications that you get from studying with NPower Canada are actually industry certifications. So Google, Python, Microsoft Azure, CompTIA, et cetera, right? So these are actual things that are in the job descriptions that these companies are looking for with their people. So that's number one. Just to wrap up, companies are now looking beyond the traditional version of learning to hire new staff. And then the second thing is, if you look out there, you'll see even a lot of traditional colleges and universities now, you'll see they've started to offer short-term certificates. If you look around, BCIT, UBC, everyone, like, you'll see they have their traditional, degrees, master programs, and so forth, but they've now started to add short, less than 1 year, even 6-month programs, because what they're finding is that graduates with a bachelor degree or a master's are leaving, and even they're not having good luck finding work because they don't have those fine-tuned skills that we're teaching you. So remember, once you graduate from the program at NPower, then you are ready to start working. You're job ready. As soon as you start at day one, you can practice the skills that you learned. You're not learning new things. You're not, you're gonna have to learn what the company does, but they don't have to teach you new tools and new skills because you've already come prepared. I hope that answers your question, Tarun. Feel free, if you want me to elaborate more, just drop it in the chat there as well. Yeah, great. That's a really great question. I'm going to throw my email address here in as well too. I am the manager of outreach and engagement, so I oversee the team that processes the application. So feel free to ask any questions that maybe someone who's just visiting the website won't get a chance to ask. CLB 6, well, we need the CLB 7 or 8. It's really because we want a level of proficiency to help you get there, but I would recommend applying, because during the interview process, we're going to speak with you and we'll be able to also assess, where you're at. And if there's a chance that you're going to be successful, then you'll meet that requirement without it. It's the benchmark that we have, but really just think this way. We don't want you to just, our goal is not to have 1,000 people start the program, but our goal is to have 1,000 people that start, complete, graduate, and find work, right? So having that English proficiency we found is very important. But my advice, Deep, is just apply, and we'll process from there, because some people are able to get through. Some people may do a little bit more time upgrading, and that's fine. We're here and we can transfer your application to the next intake if you need some more time. Banu, I recently got my study permit renewed and did not apply for a work permit. Will I be able to join the program in September? Also add that I'm graduating in December and apply for the work permit after graduation. So as long as the current education you're doing will qualify you for eligibility to get a work permit later, then you're in a good place. We can help you. Remember, we monitor our success, not by how many people join the program, but how many people find work in the field of study. So if you can't have the work permit, then you can't work. But if graduating from your program gives you the eligibility to apply for work permit, then we're good to go. Okay. IELTS 7.5, I love it. I think that's a good to go. Just drop in an application. Put my name in the referred field there as well, so I can make sure that the admissions team reaches out to me and they say, hey, Andrew, your name is in this application. Do we have to check with you? And we'll make sure we push it through for you. All right, great. And then if you do the junior IT analyst program, can you apply to the analyst program? So the programs, so you do the junior IT analyst program. Then from there, our funders will, they'll pay for that program for you, like the government of BC, as well as our Google sponsors, Microsoft, RBC, and everyone. So they'll pay for that first core program. Then what you want to do is start working, and then you can join one of our alumni programs. So once you graduate, start working, or even just as soon as you graduate after that, we have another suite of programs that are available to people that graduate from the junior IT or their junior data and so on. So you wouldn't do the junior IT, then the junior data, you would do the junior IT, and then we have some alumni programs that are designated just for you. Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, 7.5, honestly, the IELTS 7.5, it's like I'm very familiar. I worked with a lot of international students in previous life as well. So we don't have it listed, but you know what, I'll make a note of that and I'll see if we can just like add it to our official website. But from what I know of IELTS 7.5 and CLB 7.8, it's equivalent. So we should be okay to go. Thanks for bringing that up. Always learning, right? We're growing as well. So we want to learn from you and the questions that you bring forward. I love it. Did everyone get a chance to look at that file I put in the chat, just talking about the data and what's happening in social media and all the great things that are, you know, where the world of IT can grow? Pretty cool, huh? Like, I'm gonna see if I can open up. Ginny, I think I'm a co-host, right? I can probably share my screen.
Yep, you can share your screen.
Yeah, let me throw this up. I found this super cool. Even I don't think Christopher Wine has seen it yet because it's so brand new. But I'm going to share something with you if you haven't had a chance to. There we go. Okay.
As you said, always learning, Andrew. Thanks.
Yeah, you know what? I just found this. So everyone can see my screen now, right? The image I have on the file with all the colors. Oh, maybe not.
Yes, can see.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So this is from 2020. Look at all these companies from Venmo, Spotify to Netflix and Twitter, right? The reason I'm sharing this with you, because this is all data. These are all data points. So people used to think, oh, I don't want to get into IT. I'm not someone that fixes computers. And, you know, I don't know if someone's internet's not working. Well, that's not what IT is anymore. It has changed so much. So just think, for every single one of these data points, there is a data person, there's an IT person, there's a junior support quality assurance person. Like, there's all these awesome tech careers that lie behind these data points here. When you think about it, you know, like 1.4 million people made video or voice calls last year per minute, right? About $4,000 per minute was spent on apps, right? When you in Venmo, almost like the purchase of a small house was spent every single minute in funds transferring between buddies or companies, you know, using the Venmo app. So these is such exciting times for us to be in. And spend some time on Google and you'll see, I know you all are, you know, Columbia College. So, you know, you have that international background, and I'm sure many of you are, you know, some of you want to return to your home country. Some of you are looking to stay in the country, right? But Canada, Google this, Canada has a huge tech shortage right now, right? So this is the place where the jobs are. So what better way to get trained, get skilled, and create such a wonderful opportunity for you to be the first person in line for this job shortage that's happening. It is such a great place to be for international students, because finding a job is such a critical piece in getting your PR and your citizenship. Okay, once you get your job, then you score so many points on your application, right? I know you're all familiar with that. And tech job, man, you guys are in a sweet spot right now. So take advantage of it. And this program is free. And think about it. Part of the program is sponsored by the government of Canada, right? The government of Canada is saying, hey, NPower, we need tech skilled people. we need people to take these jobs, right? So it's a direct message for you to get involved in tech. Very, very easy, no cost, 3 months. And then you don't walk out with just an NPower certificate. Google, Microsoft, CompTIA, whatever it is that appeals to you, right? You can get that. Best companies you get us to. So that depends on you. You know, tech is worldwide. You can even take remote jobs, right? I have friends that are actually working for companies in the UK and they're based in Ontario. They're based in New York. They're based in Australia, right? So you can literally work anywhere with tech. I would suggest getting experience in working with a local company. So on our website, we have listed cities where we're doing recruitment, and you know, your area, Columbia College and the surrounding area, is an area that we've identified as one that has job opportunities. So we've already connected with employers in your city. They know about our program, and they already said, you know what, if you have students that are graduating, we would love to interview them to see if we can bring them on board. So it can be big companies like you've seen on the slide that Christopher shared earlier, or it can be even small companies that are just, you know, local down the street from you. So if you want to think about it, think of tech almost like an accounting department. Every single company, doesn't matter what company it is, has an accounting department. Same thing with tech. And tech is not just that person IT. Tech is in every single element of the business, whether it's marketing, whether it's in data management, whether it's in business operations, whether it's in strategic vision and growth, whether it's in accounting as well. Tech is in every single department. So there's literally, like if I said the best companies, well, the best companies is for you. If you want to work for a small company, a big company, you know, grow yourself, get some skills, it's totally up to you, but the opportunity is there. And with tech, you have the opportunity to be selective where you want to work. You're not limited, right? You have so many companies you can work for. Erwin, do you have any in mind that are, maybe you've seen any? Maybe we can also check if we have partnerships with them already. Like, feel free. We're happy if there's a company that you identify, you're like, hey, Andrew or Christopher, you know, like when I graduate, I think maybe I might want to work at this company. Let us know, and we'll get our account management team to start calling the company, get in touch with the CEO or the HR and say, hey, we're NPower, we have students that are graduating. What opportunities do you have? We will work with them, right? Because our success depends on how many people get jobs. When the government and Google and Microsoft provide funding to us, the funding is not so we can train people. That's just how we get the job done. But the funding is saying, you know what, we're going to allocate this money. We want you to get skilled workers that can find jobs. Like that's the outcome. It's not the education piece. It's we want to get people into jobs. These are really great questions, everyone. It shows me that you know, you have a great deal of intelligence and you're really thinking about the future. Oftentimes I speak with students and they're kind of, it's okay to be confused, but where I'm really encouraged is when I see good questions that show interest and curiosity. You know, you kind of want to figure things out. That's really exciting for me. I really enjoy that.
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, how about you, Jenny? Do you have any questions or?
No, I'm good. This is really exciting. I'm so glad that students are asking really great questions. I think this might be it. I think I have your contact information in the chat. So for those that are not able to come here live, that information will be sent to them as well. Yeah, so I guess that's it.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming today, everyone. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with Andrew. If you forget his contact information, feel free to connect with me, and then I can also connect you with NPower as well. All right, so have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming.
Have a great long weekend.
I'm gonna enjoy it.
Awesome, me too.